Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Ōkami. Today, you will know the tragic extent of my failings. Because for 28 episodes, there is something that I just did not show. It's a rad parry that goes into an Izuna drop. Let's see if we can get an even better angle on. Oh yeah! So this is when you use the reflector as a sub-weapon. You get that catch counter, like Hisako's in Killer Instinct. And again, it goes into an Izuna drop. It's so rad. It's a rad parry. And you know me. You know I love rad parries. So I wonder if people who have been watching this channel for a while thought I got body snatched or something. Not doing the Izuna drop parry this long. I simply thought it was late game technique from the dojo. I completely misremembered and just never tried it. And speaking of the dojo, I spent a bit of time off screen getting a bunch of money and fangs to finish out the dojo for the time being. Nothing really noteworthy there, but more importantly, I grabbed the golden ink pot and the fog pot, so our ink regenerates faster and we can make use of the mist warp. Like so. That was a way worse X the second time. And pulls up a little fast travel menu just like the Mermaid Springs. And you can use those on any Ultimate Origin mirror. That's the network for the fog pot travel, for the mist warp. Again, those are just the ones with the X's painted on them. It's generally, I think, a more convenient fast travel method than the mermaid fountains, but honestly, the fountains still have their uses. We have this golden lake, and hey, it's Yoichi, the archer. Yeah, who helped us with the big drawbridge. We set his arrow on fire. What was I saying about the mermaid fountains? It's because the mirrors that you can warp to and the fountains are typically spaced apart so they can both be useful, depending on what specifically you need to get to. And I think that kind of makes it more rewarding if you really take a lot of time learning the ins and outs. So Yoichi is practicing. Whoop! I didn't realize he was firing that direction, but this works out really well. Practicing his archery on this stone fruit. And we are going to helpfully bloom that into a golden peach. What in the world? My arrow, it just made that fruit ripen. These arrows must be possessed or something. By the devil! I just remember I've got to be somewhere. Where was it again? Never mind, gotta go. Just for the record, I'm not running away, I'm not scared. I love Yoichi. It's just being haunted by the specter of this god constantly in his shadow. Hey Urashima, so you got taken by that Porca guy, right? He took you to the castle at the bottom of the sea? That's true, where's that Porca now, huh? Just getting his whole entire ass beat. It ain't Porca, it's Orca. He's an emissary of the Dragon Palace. And he only comes for people worthy of going there. Yeah, continue beating that ass, I guess. What do you think you're doing? Only cowards gang up on people. Well, Isun, I don't think it's just that they've ganged up on him. It's also, they're beating him with, like, clubs, and that little girl had a cat of nine tails. Holy shit! What? I don't know why that tickles me so much, but that small child was beating his ass with a cat of nine tails. Oh my god, that's the funniest thing ever. That's very good. Oh, I must have dozed off. You were speaking to them! Fisherman Urashima. But to get back to that point, Isun, it was also they had weapons. Because if they were simply 3 children, look, I would crush 3 unarmed children, and I'm sure Urashima would too. It would be exactly like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia scene. I would lay them low. Yeah, so we're re-emphasizing the castle at the bottom of the sea. Urashima should simply have grabbed all 3 of those kids at once and powerbombed them into the waiting arms of the ocean. Yeah, the Dragonians of the Dragon Palace! We're getting back to that. Haven't been there in a dog's age, though. That should... Oh, that's kind of dark. Is that a dark way of saying a short period of time? Or like a moderate period of time? Oh. Because I feel like the point of that's supposed to be I haven't been there in a long time. But damn, you just made... All that made me do... Oh. All that did was make me sad because I thought, wait a minute, dogs don't live very long. Oh, shit. So we're looking for an emissary of the Dragon Palace named Orca, and Orca only appears before the worthy at sunrise on the pier. Oh, we've been seeing these cat statues all over the game ever since, what? One of the very first areas we visited, I think. The Suda Ruins, maybe? Either way, we're actually going to find out what those are all about pretty soon. And of course... Oh, wait, this... I thought this was going to be something else, but no, this is... a nice little hidden grotto. There are a couple of these scattered throughout the games. And they're always really lovely and peaceful to come across. And usually you'll get a bead or something pretty nice. You also got one of the Zodiac statues. And a golden peach. This was super worthwhile coming down here. I don't suspect I'm going to be needing very much money for a decent amount of time. Oh, there's some stuff coming up, though. By then, I'll be lavishly living it up with all of my yen from my treasures, so I'll be fine. So now we want to double back to the pier, which is over here? Oh yeah, it's just tucked away, hidden behind the cliff, and that, I believe, is Oni Island off in the distance. And to the right, there's some enormous tower reaching up into the clouds. So remember, Orca arrives at sunrise. Luckily, you don't have to turn it back to night. And then go to day. Oh, it's so pretty. Why does this big fish look so happy? Orca, it's you! I never noticed that he just has fish stuffed into his barrel toga. Urashima gets punked by everyone in the span of like 5 minutes. First by children with cat o' nine tails. And then by Dragonian Emissary Orca Whale. Orca. Majestic creature of the sea. So if we hop on, Orca will take us to the palace. I'm second to none when it comes to swimming. Even that water dragon's no match for me. Well, you heard him. What are we gonna do? Alright, let's hop on Orca and go to the Dragon Palace. Whoop. Let's try again. Let's try again. And we're off. Not a very creative name. Looks kind of fishy. Pun intended. Oh, that just reminded me. I saw one of the best puns. And it wasn't for an Ōkami episode. It was for a Resident Evil episode. And it was Dr. Rosen asking if Ethan isn't aware that he's been infected by lycanthropy, does that make him an unaware wolf? Let that sink in. We'll talk about the whirlpool under the sea in a moment. But I need you to wither away from this for a little bit. And then recover. Oh, it's a good pun. It's a really good one. Before we take on this ordeal that's been dropped on us by a person named Otohime, we're going to take a little small trip to the island with the tree with the golden peach. I was expecting to get an actual golden peach, but this is way better. 30 praise? I'm good with that. So this ordeal is going to involve that tower way off in the distance. And you have to go through this every time you want to ride Orca. It's annoying. So we're going to be going towards that enormous tower. It's called Catcall Tower. And if you listen distantly, you can hear kitties. There is meowing coming from the top of the tower. Also, this area of the game, like the entirety of North Ryushima Coast, it has most of the game's cats in it, but especially this part. And even on the lead up to the inside. Let's save real quick. And then... do I want to call it yet? Oh, you know what? I can look at the time differential. So it's been a little less than 15 minutes. So, yeah, we'll keep going. So we'll finish out Catcall Tower and then call it a day. Kind of reminds me of Corrin's Tower, too, in Dragon Ball. And the funny thing about it is, like, at the top of Corrin's Tower is Corrin, a cat, watching over the world. So I wonder if that's just... if they're both derived from some common piece of folklore. Like, they both draw from one story. And these nifty little enemies are called poltergeists. They can change between the elements. This one's starting off in fire, and they otherwise function a little bit like the wheel enemies, except that if you manage to stagger them in a certain way, or if you bomb them, oh, here we go. Did not avoid that. they can split apart, and they're more dangerous that way. And I do not remember what their floral finish is. The deeper into the game we get, the less I'm gonna remember which floral finish goes to which enemy. That starts to actually get kind of hard. A lot of them are pretty intuitive, but like, there are just so many enemies and so many different techniques that are used for floral finishes that it just eventually gets hard to keep track of. And I'm also not really, like, that worried about it that I'm looking this up and trying to min-max the fangs that I get. I've already gotten everything that I want with fangs. At least for now. I think there's still a few things coming up later. So this... Whoop. Is this working? Oh, yeah, okay. So instead of double jumping up this tower, when you hit jump that second time, it just sticks you to the side. But only for these wavy yellow bits. Bits marked with, I was about to call it Corrin's paw, the mark of the cat paw, or of the brush god. And so that's the first ring. There are like 6 or 7, and on every ring is a cat and sometimes a very minor treasure. Oh my god, 2 praise is so pathetic. This cat does not love me enough. And every time you make it up a new ring... Oh wow, this really reminds me a lot of Bayonetta. But yeah, the clouds show up, so if you fall from that point, then you have a bit of a checkpoint. And so here is one of the notably not very enjoyable parts of the game, which I'm going to go ahead and skip while I give myself repetitive stress injury pressing X over and over to climb this tower for the next 3 or so straight minutes. And we are just... Oh, please don't fall back to the checkpoint. Just gonna make it up here. And we are at the top of Catcall Tower. And there's even a mermaid spring up here, which is pretty nice if you ever want to come back up here. But of course, on the way down, you can just jump off the tower because you don't take fall damage. So it's much faster. There's still a little bit more to the tower, but the tedious part is done. I really can't believe that. That really was about 3 straight minutes. I mean, not counting the short little breaks to go off on the platform and hit a treasure chest or something. That's so dumb. Oh, I'm really having a... The camera's having a real hard time keeping up with me up here. It's not loving it. Oh wait, is that the cat that I need to... Yeah, I need to actually feed that cat. This isn't a cat that gives you praise if you feed it. Measly amounts of praise, even. This one's actually important. By the way, I hope you brought fish up here after you spent 4 minutes climbing the tower. Pretty kitty. I want to pet the kitty. And now, finally, for the first time in a while, A new constellation reveals itself. Actually, no, this isn't the first time in a while. We, only recently got the Veil of Mist from the Palace Dungeon. Oh, that... Yeah, a few of those stars are way off. I couldn't really properly see the outline when I pulled the brush up. Pretty kitty, I want to pet the kitty. That's just the cutest scene for no reason. It's the best. Also, Kamigami is delightful in that they speak to you entirely while clinging to a wall. Unnecessarily, but it's just so good. After all, Kamigami is the god of walls. Yeah, the catwalk brush technique. The kitty's messenger from the gods. So, one of these Kamigami statues just like before. Put your brush on the statue and draw a line up the wall. And that will make that little streak. I think if you thicken the brush stroke, that'll give you a bit more of a path, a bit meatier of a path. Yeah, so now if we backtrack throughout the game to find all those other statues, we will have a way to interact with them finally. There's one big kitty! This must be the top of the tower. Doesn't that wind feel great? Now one more thing to grab up here with our newly picked up catwalk power, and it's a new sun fragment. Oh, and that even gives us enough for another health upgrade. So we are entirely done with Catcall Tower. Down we go! Need that mirror's edge, wind rushing, disorienting noise? I think I was almost somewhere I wasn't supposed to be. So let's once again test our new power out. I don't think that's going to reach the full way because I didn't angle it perfectly, but that's fine. It gets the job done. And I think that is going to do it for today. Thank you all for watching. We will pick this up with a ride to the Dragon Palace next time. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.